Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent Meza, Listings to Leads. Can you let me know? Can you hear me? And can you see my screen? I think you can. Yes. This is our Get Started onboarding call. So if you're new to us, please let me know in the little comments panel there how long you've been with us and how did you find us, right? And if you don't mind, let me know where you are. And I actually appreciate to know that from all of you. Like what state are you in? Good. Thanks, everybody. It sounds like you can hear me. Awesome. So, hey, Randy, I see you're on the call. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to see that. I spoke to Randy last week, new client of ours, and just getting his arms around the system. So let's talk about listings to leads. And so at a high level, we're here to help realtors with advertising and growing their business, right? We can help you get buyer leads. We can help you get seller leads. We do this with social media. We do it with paid ads. We do it with print, like postcards and nearby homeowner letters and flyers. And we do it even with tools in your email, right? Christy, awesome. You got an email suggestion. Oh, okay, cool. From Florida, we have a lot of clients in Florida. Lowry's from Houston, great. Janelle's in Dallas. Nick from Arizona. Oh, been on board 2 months. Cool. And Naples, right on. We actually started, I think our first office account was in Naples. It was Keller Williams Naples. And then we did Keller Williams Marco Island, and our business grew from that part of Florida all the way up the East Coast and sort of over. We're in California actually, and we're really even now really starting to build out in California now. But oh, by the way, I set up the team accounts. What we're talking about here is what the system does, but like I was saying, we're going to help you get buyer leads. We're going to help you get seller leads. And we do this in a lot of different ways, a lot of different channels, right? So before we go, deeper into that, I want to talk about the 5 things that you need to walk away here with today, right? Obviously, setting up your account, which we're going to do next. But there are 5 parts of the platform that are basically bringing a lot of results and deals and commissions to our clients, okay? And here they are. Our open house marketing system, our expired marketing system, our sold marketing system, our listing presentation, and our Facebook ads. 5 things, okay? Now, some of you are here from Keller, and you have your own Facebook ad software, and that's cool. It might be slightly different from ours, but I know it's actually fairly simple or fairly similar. But these 5 things, you really want to understand how to put them in your business. Oh, Lowry, you're from Keller Williams and Memorial. We just launched your office. Keller Williams Memorial is over in the Houston area. We just launched them, about a week or so ago. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. And Natasha, in your new brokerage, cool. Right on. Okay, so when we look at the website, there's some quick videos, and I want to point them out because these actually get into what I just said, which is where the top 5 things going on. This young lady here is 5 years out of high school. She closed 4 listings in 6 weeks using our expired marketing. Now, she is young and she is kind of a rookie, so she's doing something that we don't really recommend, which is calling people on day 1. We do not recommend that. We recommend calling people in 90 days. And this gentleman here has been 20 years at EXP. He's over at EXP 90 days after they expire. I have an email with all 3 of these videos embedded. The young lady up top, this gentleman, and this gentleman. Now, this guy doesn't door knock. He might now, but he was calling and leaving voice messages, right? 90 days after they expire, calling something like, hey, my name is John Summers. I'm a realtor here in the area, and I saw you were trying to sell your home. I would just like to come by and introduce myself and shake your hand. Can I do that? 2 out of 5 people return that call because he's waiting 90 days. Oh, hey, Deborah. Good to see you on the call. Another Keller Williams agent. And this guy here leaving a voice message and this guy here door knocking homes, he added 2.7 million to his listing in 3 days of door knocking. Okay, 3 days. Now I'm going to turn off my picture here because I'm not that really good looking here, but I want to make sure we don't lose the audio. So I'm here talking in the background. Okay. So here's the thing. Oh, I got to turn it back on. Here is the thing about what they're doing and what I want to convey to you. Do you see what I'm holding in my hand? This is our listing presentation. We're going to see it electronically, but this on the cover says how we're going to sell your expired home. Okay. And you go through it and it's very compelling. I can tell you it's very, very strong. Okay. And I will explain to you why that is the case or give you some examples. So you see this lady here who says powerful listing presentation. She's got a 1-minute video. You might get the background on this call, but she's been in the Coast Guard for 20 years in Alaska. She moved to Florida about a year ago, and she was licensed for a year, but helping her daughter raise her child for like 11 months. She just had a baby. Her daughter had a baby. So she was really like not being a practicing realtor. But in the final month of her first year, she goes back home over by Orlando and is just walking her neighborhood, having a walk, meets a neighbor. They start chatting. What do you do? Oh, I'm a realtor. Oh, I'm thinking of selling my home. She goes and Googles, finds us, and she tells me she's got a listing presentation. I said, oh, let's make a custom listing presentation for you, right? And she'll tell you in that video right there that before she could ask, they asked her, where do we sign? Right? That's a powerful listing presentation. Obviously, she does not have a lot of experience in real estate, right? And clearly, she is a nice and honest woman for those people to ask that question. But they didn't ask her, what's your commission? Just, where do I sign? Okay. Now, expired marketing, our listing presentation, our ad software. We have Facebook ad software from Facebook. In 2 clicks, you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. I do want to point out, you don't convert every lead from Facebook, okay? It's like 1 to 5% of conversion into actual business, all right? But this lady here will tell you in Virginia, she runs a $35 ad. She gets 3 active buyers and 1 listing from 1 ad. This gentleman here owns a LPT office in Conroe, Texas, right? And this video he created for his agents because he's got a team account with us, right? He's got an office account. And he said, we generated 114 buyer leads on this home. And we put 4 of those buyer leads into separate homes. They all bought homes, right? To get 114 buyer leads probably cost about $350 on Facebook. Okay. And then he said, after we flipped it to sold, I run a $50 seller ad. I get a $4 seller lead. And by the end of the day, I get an appointment to sell a $400,000 home and purchase another for 450 grand. Okay. These 2 examples are Facebook. Neither of these people are going to tell you every one of my Facebook leads turns into a transaction. Okay. So be realistic, but definitely use it because these ads build your brand and capture leads. Now, this gentleman here will talk to you about the automated marketing stuff, and we're going to look at that in just a moment. Okay. So Oh, let's go back here. I think I'm actually in my account. So, I'm going to get into a lot of the nuts and bolts of listings to leads. And if you're not distracted, you might remember some of that, but you're probably going to forget a lot of it. Okay. And I want to point out that the first page we've got here says resources. And here you can join our live classes here. Everything is recorded on YouTube, and we've got a killer mastermind group, right? So our mastermind group is right here. When you come here the first time, you will have to join. So let me send this to everybody right now. You're welcome to click. You do have to answer a couple of questions. Hi, Ann. Do you have a question? I see your hello. I'm going to send this to everybody in the comments panel. There are a couple questions, what company you're from, stuff like that. You definitely want to get in here and scan this 15, 20 minutes a week, right? Golden letter, if you want more listings, right there. I'm going to talk about this guy here who closed 16 listings in 2 weeks in just a minute. But he's right here, and there's a lot of information in this page that you want to be familiar with, okay? And on the resources page is not only our mastermind group, there's also the live webinars, and that looks like this. And I want to point this out. Now, some of you are in Florida. There's different dynamics in the real estate business around the country. It's not all the same. What is the same is we're all dealing with high interest rates, okay? And we all know, that's not helping anything, right? So, but that's the reality. But what that is creating in certain markets is expired listings are hitting the market. And if expired listings are hitting your market, I want you to know that on this page, we hold 4 expired workshops every week, okay? And on we've got our Get Started class. Scott's going to talk about pending marketing. I definitely recommend that you watch this because it's very similar to sold marketing. And I want everybody to make sure you're doing sold marketing if you want more listings. You might want to hear what we can do about FSBOs too, because FSBOs turn into listings, and we got a solution to help you do that, right? And then next week, I talk about top tools for more listings. And well, I'll talk about some of those tools today on this call as well. But this is our training calendar, and join us, right? You can get to our training calendar right here at live webinars on the resources tab. But every class, including this class, is recorded, okay? And what you want to know is what is it that I need to know, right? You're new to us. What do you really need to know here? And I would tell you, if you come to this page, which is the videos page, you want to know about how to get more listings right here, okay? You want to know how to market a listing right here. You want to know how to hold open houses. Why are our open houses getting so many listings for our clients? In 2025, open houses were the top way of our clients to get more listings. You wouldn't think that. And I think a lot of agents don't even like to hold an open house. Not until they understand what we're doing here. And then they realize wow, I can actually get more listings. I am holding more open houses. A lot of our clients borrow listings from other agents to hold open houses. I definitely recommend that. Especially if you're a new agent, you don't have your own listings, talk to your team, talk to your office, hold open houses, use our system, get your own listings, and you're off and running. Sold marketing, you want to know that? Look at our listing presentation. I'm going to talk more about that, but Scott goes in depth here. That's really you just check out those classes. It's going to become clear what we're doing here, okay? Now, I want to bring you down this page because there's 2 videos that I want you to see. Because we can talk nuts and bolts here and, things like that. But, you might wonder, does this turn into any business for anybody, right? If I'm going to learn, is this going to help me? And you see this guy here, Fabrice, closed 16 listings in 2 weeks, right up here. Fabrice signed up with us in December, all right, of last year. So 9 months ago. In December, he kind of wandered off because it's the holidays. And January, booked a call with me to do a one-on-one to talk about what he needs to do, right? He's like, what should I do? I got your system, right? And I told him these three things. You're in Florida. He's in Miami, Florida. Work expireds, market sold listings, and work open houses. That's all he does. He does something else that's kind of unusual, but it's all our tools. And he was on a call with Scott to a workshop, one of those live workshops on expireds, and says in the chat panel, hey, by the way, I just closed 16 listings with your system in 2 weeks. He was closing listings before then, and this was recorded in May, and he's been closing listings with us since then. Okay. But we've been doing this since 2009. Nobody has ever told us they have closed 16 listings in 2 weeks. I recommend you watch it. He is French. He's got a pretty serious accent, but what he's doing is using our tools consistently. Now, if you go down this page a little bit further, you're going to hear this guy, Leo, say that he's closed 10 listings in 10 weeks, right? He actually has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week, okay? Every week. And we recorded that in about May. And he's trying to close 2 listings every week. It's just him. It's just him. He's not on a team. He works his leads. And you remember when I was showing you my printed expired listing presentation? He puts 40 of those in his market every month, and another 40 that are not their listing presentations, just the complete marketing plan to sell your home, but not expired. Okay. These people are very serious about their business. They have taken some time to learn what's in our platform, and they apply it consistently, and they work their leads. I really recommend watching those, right? Those are both in May. And if you go in our mastermind group, you will see every week some other agent saying, oh my God, I'm closing a listing. I'm using your listing presentation. So it goes on and on, right? So let's talk about how do you sign up? Let me ask, is anybody here on the call today not a client? You're just sort of learning about us. Is just say yes, and I'll know you're not a client. Just so you know, pricing, it starts at $95 a month. You can keep 10 listings in your account, and you can delete them if they're old, they're sold, market them as sold for 1 or 2 months, get more listings with them. You can put listing presentations in there. You get all this stuff. We're going to talk about what you get. It's right here. It's month to month. There's no setup fee. When you get in your account, when you sign up, you put your name there, you put your email, and then you click a button, and then it asks for your credit card, and we hold that. And at that point, we drop you on a wizard, right? We get your credit card, we drop you on a wizard. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to set up your account. So this is where we turn on, and it looks something like this. We'll give it a second to pull up. Give me a moment. So it's going to ask, where's your headshot? Put your picture there. What's your phone number? If you need your license and state, add them. If not, skip them. Then we say, where's your logo? Put your logo. There's all the color palettes from a lot of the big brands in the country. If you're with an independent shop, choose your colors here. If you want your website address built in, or you need your office stuff, add it. If not, move on. Here's where it starts to get interesting. Connect all your social media accounts, okay? Connect Facebook. This scares people when you click this because it's going to say connect as you with your personal name, and you might think, no, I don't want it on my personal, I want it on my business page, and that's what it's going to do. We're not going to post anything to your personal page. We're going to post it to your business page. Connect to Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Google Business, and YouTube. We create a virtual tour for every listing. We'll put it on your YouTube channel. If you have Gmail, you actually have a YouTube channel. You may not know it. Just click the apps button on the top right and go turn it on and brand it up, and we'll auto post your listings there. This page is where we help you connect to your Facebook ad account so that we can run ads in 2 clicks. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then here we need your email address so that we can add your listings, sweep them in automatically. You can grab them inside. There's a button. So if you're borrowing somebody's listings or we can't see your listing, you can grab it. And then you can connect your CRM here. If you don't have your own CRM, you can use our drip campaigns here. And go to next. We can sweep in your reviews and you're done. This thing is ready to go. That's how you set it up. Okay. So you kind of know a little bit about what we do now, right? You've just set up your account, so you have automation turned on. Okay. I would recommend a couple other things along the lines of account setup, and that would be go to landing pages, right? So a lot of our clients here on the call today are in Florida, right? And you see this page here, I'm on landing pages, and you see that there's a free home values page. This page, you're going to start seeing automatically throughout your account because we embed it everywhere. We always say, hey, that affects your home value. Click here for your home value, right? Or would you like your home value? Even if we've got like an open house marketing flyer or a single property website, we're still going to say, would you like your home value? Because we know what you know, which is a lot of buyer leads actually own homes. They're just out researching. Maybe they're thinking of moving, or maybe they just want to find out what's going on in the market. So that's why we always embed this in something. And so if that picture in the background is cool for you and your market, great. Don't worry about it. If you are in like a waterfront city, you could change that photo and you can go right here to upload image, and you can upload that image. And, you know, maybe you're in Arizona, the market looks different. Maybe you're in Seattle, it looks different, right? You can customize that to your business. That's the short answer, right? So I would do that if that doesn't work. You can also create landing pages, right? We have landing pages for FSBOs. We got landing pages for expireds, even empty nester landing pages. And Property Valuation Plus is the instant home value page. So if you want those, and you can create multiple ones, I have one here for Glendale. I have one for Folsom, Honolulu, San Antonio, right? You might have 4 or 5 towns where you want to build your business. Create the landing pages that you need. We even have a really killer FSBO landing page. So if you're reaching out to FSBOs, this is going to offer them free tools. Get this in front of people. They got to give you their contact information to get the free tools, and they got to add a photograph. And at that point, you've got a listing in your account, right? And you can wait a couple months and convert that into your own listing. But you'll notice that we have landing pages. You'll notice that we have 80 PDF guides, and that we have listing marketing. And you can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google. You can share it for free on social media. You've got tools that you can market in your own CRM. You can blast out an email. You got print flyers. You got postcards and door hangers. If you got your own kind of, system, you want the QR code to drive people there, we create that, right? So I think we kind of went over to the landing page section, kind of went a little bit, down that path. There's one other cool area that I recommend, and that is social content. Okay. And social content it's social content, right? We automatically post it to your social media accounts. And you definitely want to take advantage of that, because you might not like social media. I know, many people don't, but the world loves social media, and you should have social media accounts. Steve, good question. Hold that thought for a moment. And you should have content on there, but you shouldn't waste a lot of time putting content there. And that's what this tab here is for. Settings, connect your social media accounts. This content I'm about to show you grows Instagram accounts. If you have Google Business, it adds SEO to Google My Business, okay? And that means that if it won't happen overnight, it won't happen in a week, but in like 4, 5, 6 months, your Google Business page will show up on page 1 of any local real estate search in your market. So you connect your social media, especially Google Business. You tell us how many days a week you want us to post. And then you say, what kind of content do you want there? You want our PDF guides. You want maybe American holidays. If you're outside of the country, international holidays. You want these things here, these 3 here, dining room, maybe some inspirational quote stuff, maybe some outdoor living stuff, repair and maintenance, and some real estate meme stuff. Save, you're done, forget it, right? Set and forget. Now, we've already connected our ads page because that was part of the setup wizard, but I want to kind of remind you that right here on the ad section, you can run a lot of ads. We'll come back to this, but I want to address the question that Steve asks. Steve, where are you from? So what company, what state? So he's asking, do we have a landing page for open houses homes, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about open houses. Now, if you email me, and I'm going to send everybody my email right now, Vince@listings2leads, and sometimes I misspell it, .com. You can email me for my open house video. It's a quick 5-minute video, and it tells you these are the tools that you need to have. I'm going to point them out, but you're probably going to forget them, right? So Steve's question was, do you have a landing page for open house? And the answer is yes. So I've got an open house here. And as I mentioned, open houses are one of the top ways to get listings. So let's kind of talk about that, right? First of all, you should run an ad on Facebook for your open house. And please, guys, if you're not a client and you're going to have an open house this weekend, please sign up today or tomorrow and run this ad to give yourself more than 24 hours to market. Oh my God, I had a meeting on Friday, end of day, for this person who had an open house the following day. It's like, yeah, we can do this, but how good is that going to help you, right? And right here, I clicked on Facebook. Everything I needed to do was here, but I would add up here on this section, next on the top line, the date and time, right? Saturday, 1 to 4. Everything on the top line is seen on mobile, right? This section here might not be seen in mobile, but the top line will, and those photographs will be. Okay. Here's a big reason why you want to lean on our Facebook ad software. You don't need to click this button in general, but we offer questions right up front. You can change. There's more questions over here. You can change them. But this form here, full name, email, and phone number, is auto-populated by Facebook. This is why the Facebook ad software is so popular with our clients, because if you want to build a database of people who are thinking of buying or selling homes, run those ads, right? Privacy language, and go see the home right there, okay? So you see this social media post? We actually post your listings. We set this up on the wizard. We post them automatically to your socials. And it looks like an ad, but it only reaches the people on your socials, right? The ad reaches thousands of people, right? And Steve, the answer to your question is on this page. You see it says Share Tools Listing Landing Page. What does that mean? Well, if I click the eyeball, that means I can see it. And this is a listing landing page for an open house, which is what you were asking about. When we auto post your listings to your socials and you've saved an open house and we auto post that, this is going to be behind that post. When you're running an ad, we don't really drive them to the landing page. We capture the information and deliver it to you. And I think we do send them the single property website, and you're welcome to send that to them as well. The single property website is down here. And the single property website will have the open house information on it as well, right? So, but this has the details. It has all the photographs. It has, the description, the price and bedrooms, stuff like that. It's even got your listing presentation. Remember when I said it's going to ask what your home is worth? That's embedded right here, right? Remember I mentioned you have PDF guides. People can download these. Here, if they click on continue with Facebook, we're going to grab their name and email and deliver it to you. If they want to download one of these reports, we're going to ask them a couple questions, and then they got to give you some contact information, and then we'll deliver it to them and we'll give you the lead information. So this is kind of what our marketing is all about, right? Capturing leads. So we also have an open house sign-in form. And you can get it right here. You can have it on your laptop if you want, or your iPad, and just say, hey, we'd love your feedback. Give us your email. We'll send you a single property website on this home, and you will have a lead, right? When it comes to open house, though, remember how I said it's the number one way of getting listings for more people? And it's funny because as I talk to agents, which I do all week, if I ask them, do you hold open houses? I would say 50% say no, right? It's a waste of time. If you hold an open house with our system, it will be probably your number one source of getting more listings. So the reason being is this tool right here. And let's see if I have it downloaded. I can't find it there. So it's right here. And when we look at it, yes, you want to run an ad. Yes, there's an e-flyer for your database. You can blast it out in your own CRM, right? There's an online sign-in form. But if you take this piece of paper and you door knock it into the neighborhood, this is letting the neighbors know you're having an open house. You say, hey, I've got an open house, 1 to 4, come by if you're interested, right? They can scan here, go check out that house, but it's going to say that affects your home value. And if you take this piece of paper to your own computer and type that in, well, you're going to go here. And we've been talking about this page a couple times. So I know in the southern states, it's like 120 degrees these days, and walking neighborhoods is, impossible. Or you're in HOA, and that's impossible, right? But getting this out, this piece of paper is one of the key reasons so many of our teams hold 2 to 4 open houses every week, because they meet more homeowners from this than any other action. All right. Now, over here in the media library is something very cool. And if you take our class with Scott about open houses, you're going to see this. But I just want you to see it, because this kind of transitions into the other thing that's super powerful here. And that is our listing presentation. Okay. So we've got the listing presentation in electronic format, in Flipbook, on PDF guides. We've got it in print. You can order it in print. Okay. But this is YouTube already. And if you're holding an open house and you're inviting homeowners in, you should point the YouTube app on the smart TV in that home to this. There's some really groovy music on it, but it's 5 minutes long. And this is describing how you sell homes with us. It's not branded to us. It just says, this is what I'm doing when I'm selling a home. And if you want to have conversations with homeowners, get the nearby homeowner letter into your market, invite those neighbors, get our listing presentations printed, have some on the kitchen counter. There are some other tools to brand you, and have this running on the TV or on your iPad or on your laptop. This is going to start conversations for you. And that's a lot better for you than capturing a lead online somewhere where you have their name and email. That is really, I think, the thing you should be thinking of. We've been here since 2009, okay? And if you click around in these tabs over here, you're going to realize there are literally hundreds of tools to capture leads for you, okay? And you might get really excited about that. We get excited. We love to see our clients sign in and in a matter of hours start capturing leads. But here's the downside. You got to convert leads. And I don't know how good each of you are at converting leads, but there's different, there's different agents who, some convert a lot of leads and others don't even call their leads. I don't know where you are on that scale. But when you hold open houses and you are inviting homeowners in, maybe you hang it in a little bag on the door and you walk on because they didn't answer the door. If they come into your house, you are now shaking hands with people who are thinking of buying or thinking of selling. This is way different than capturing somebody's name and email from a tool. Way different kind of lead, right? It's going to convert faster. Any home you do an open house or just your own? No, Jennifer, you can actually borrow open houses. There's a lot of agents. I know I was talking to an agent who's on the call here today, who's a newer agent. And if you're a newer agent, you might not have your own listings. And you know what? You might have a market, Jennifer, where you want more listings, but you don't have listings right now in that area. But that's like your farm market. It's your area where you want to market. Go to your listings page, click add listing, and grab it. Put in the zip code and the MLS ID and deselect this so we don't create a YouTube video for you, and pull it in. And now all those marketing tools that I've been showing you and more are going to be designed to generate leads for you. Okay. And that could be door hangers. That could be the nearby homeowner letter that you can door knock. That could be the e-flyer that you can blast out on your own leads in your own CRM. Lots of lead capture here. Okay. Open house sign-in form, that's capturing leads for you only. So yes, you can borrow leads. You can borrow listings to do that. If there are local rules in your MLS or office, you might want to pay attention to those. Okay. But yes, you can pull them in. So that's a little bit about our open house, right? Let me remind you, we have a class on YouTube already recorded and some coming up on open house marketing. So up here on the listings page is this tab, and it says listing presentation. You can print it. We got it in Flipbook. I think I've got one right here. So let's see if that's going to populate for me. And I had it open, but this is our listing presentation. And there is a link. I'll send it to you in just a moment. This is where you can order them in print. Okay. And this listing presentation, it's very compelling. If you're in our mastermind group, you are going to see a lot of people are getting more listings because of this. Okay. And if you go look at our webpage, you'll remember that I told you, hey, this guy is door knocking. He added 2.7 million to his listing pipeline in 3 days. And this guy is becoming a major listing agent, and he calls him 3 months after, and he delivers that physical listing presentation that is branded to him. They both are handing off physical listing presentations at the door when they meet them, whether they door knock or leave voice messages. Okay, so this is a serious tool that's already sitting in your account. This is even more powerful. This is a custom listing presentation that you can create in about 2 minutes. And this has the name of the homeowner and their address and the photograph on the cover. And throughout this listing presentation is their home. So these people can really understand what you're going to do when you sell their home. Let me say something about expireds. These are high quality leads that you need to go after, because a homeowner that has an expired home wants to sell their home. It just didn't sell. We don't know why. Maybe something was wrong. Maybe the price is wrong. Who knows? But what they do know is the home did not sell with that last agent. And they may not know how they actually marketed that home. But when they look at this, I can pretty much guarantee you not many people are telling them a story like this. And especially a story that they can understand. They understand social media. They've all heard about it. They understand print and neighborhood and email marketing. They even might understand that there's mobile. People have smartphones, and that everything we do is mobile optimized. You can stop at this page right here and say, homeowner, why don't you scan that QR code? Because since COVID, we all know what that is. And their own home is going to pop up on their phone. This page right here closes many listings for many people. Okay. To market with a realtor, must they have, Leslie, I don't quite understand your question. Must they have an account with L2L to market with a realtor? Are you Leslie? Yeah, no, you can add people to your account, Leslie. You know, I think you're a loan officer. Is that right? I can't remember. I talked to so many people, but I know we've spoken. So if you're a loan officer, you can add agents. You might meet an agent and you can add them to your account, right? But this listing presentation, back to this, honestly, I think is one of the most powerful tools you are going to get to help you have a conversation with a homeowner. And to prove that point, I want to bring you back to our homepage and this young lady here. And I'm going to tell you, she's working expireds. She closed 4 listings in 6 weeks. And she doesn't do it the way that we suggested. She calls them on day 1, right? On day 1, when they expire, she calls them. And hundreds of agents are calling those poor homeowners, right? And so she leaves 2 voice messages. They don't respond. They ignore that because they're getting called by hundreds of people. So they're not listening. They just delete them. She then texts them and says, would you like to see my listing presentation? No response. Then what does she do? She goes into the listings and creates one with their name and address on it and their home built out. And she texts this to them. She copies this link here and she texts it to them. She says, hey, if you're thinking of selling your home, please click this. This is how I sell homes. That action gets her 4 listings in 6 weeks. And I can tell you, she is on the northern edge of this tiny town in Iowa. She's not in some big cosmopolitan area like many of you. She goes right into her account and she goes to listings, add listings. She says, manually, I'm going to add a listing and I am going to create a listing for an expired homeowner. And down here, put in the name of the homeowner and the address and save and add 1 photograph. And that's it. You've got this. Okay. Would it be effective to just skip the 2 calls and text and just make the initial text with a link? No. Eric, that's a good question. And I can tell you the answer. No. So actually, it's funny. I had a call a couple of weeks ago with a long-term client, and he had been taking our workshops. And he was like, you know what? I am going to get the listing presentation that we already create for you automatically, and I'm going to put it in my CRM. And I'm going to have my CRM text people automatically because I can see when something expires, because I can see it in my MLS. And so you can send this to yourself. He copies the URL. He has it ready in a CRM, and he just goes add a lead, and the CRM sends this off. Just boom, sends this, standard listing presentation. And he was doing that for 8 months, Eric. And it said something like, hey, I saw it because he called me, he says, it's not doing anything. I said, well, send me the text of what you're doing. And he texted to me and it says, hi, my name is whatever my name is. And if you're thinking of selling your home, please click this link. And underneath it, it says opt out. This is kind of spam marketing, right? And he told me, I've been doing this for 8 months. I have 0 to show, nothing, no leads. I think, Eric, that's getting to what you're describing. Should I skip the 2 calls and text? I think Eric, to be clear, do not call them on day 1. That's what you want to skip. That's what this lady here is doing. She's calling them the day they expire. I'm telling you, don't do that. Use this guy's method. Wait 3 months and leave a voicemail. I have it in an email. Yeah. Or door knock. Wait 3 months. But don't text anything to anybody, especially a link, and think that they're going to open that link. They're going to delete that message. I know I do, because I don't know if you've heard, Eric, there's a lot of scams and viruses on phones, right? So you want to call them once or twice, say, hey, I'm a realtor here in the area. I saw you wanted to sell your home. That's what this guy says. And, I would just like to meet you. I'd like to introduce myself. I've been here in the area a while. It's exactly what he says. And then text them. Now they've heard your voice message. Maybe you texted them and say, hey, would you like to see my listing presentation? Yeah, of course. Do not open anything that you don't know who it's coming from. Like, Lord, there's way too many scams in this world today. So anyway, I have an email with these 3 interviews on it. These 3 interviews are on our YouTube channel. So if you forget my email, you can find them here. These were recorded in those 3 calls of those people were recorded in November of last year, late Q4 of last year. The guy that I was mentioning, Fabrice and Leo, who are closing a lot of listings, they're recording. That's right. Yeah. Warm them up. Let them know you're coming and that you're going to send them something and check their phone, right? They're going to feel more comfortable about that. But once they see this in print or in electronic format on their phone, if they're thinking of selling, they're going to want to talk to you. We know this every week. People keep telling us this is what's working. Okay. So we've been talking about our listing presentation. We've talked about open houses. We have talked about running ads on Facebook. I do want to kind of do that a little bit more because there are 5 things that go on here, guys, right? That work over and over. Open houses, expireds, and sold marketing. Now, sold marketing, you just need to run an ad and mail out a nearby homeowner letter or mail out a postcard. I mentioned Leo down up in Boston. That's what he mails out, postcards and runs sold ads. That's it. He works expireds and works open houses. But what does Leo do? Frankly, better than most agents I've ever come across. He works his leads. He does not give up on his leads. He has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week, and he puts 80 physical listing presentations in his month, in his market every month. Okay. That's a lot of work, guys. I'm not trying to, blow smoke at you. There's real work to find enough leads to put 80 physical listing presentations. And he's not just mailing it to every person, right? He's not capturing a lead and mailing it. He's getting them on the phone to make sure that they are ready for that listing presentation. That's a lot of work. And then physically mailing them out. Okay. But he is working on closing 2 listings a week. I don't know where you guys are with your business. I think if you could close 1 listing a month, you'd be pretty psyched. But our clients are doing a lot better than that. They are using the tools that we designed for them consistently and working their leads. It's just like that. So I'm on the ads page. I can run an ad on Facebook for any listing, just sold, open house, for sale. Sold ad's going to say, hey, this home is sold. That affects your home value. Click here for your instant home value. Okay. This ad here is a landing page. I will point out, you might think running a home value ad is the way to go. That's not actually the very best way of getting seller leads. The best way is working expireds. Second best way is working open houses. But after that, I would say running a sold ad on Facebook would be real smart. You can also create landing pages for your favorite cities to get instant home value and run ads there as well. There are some nuances and tricks because that can waste your money as well. You can create custom landing pages and run ads on it. We have 80 PDF guides, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers. You can run ads on those. The leads get more expensive. Facebook decides what your lead cost is going to be. When you're running PDF guides and landing page ads, those leads are more expensive than if you're running an ad for a home that's for sale or a home that is sold. Okay. And that's key. You want more leads for your money. So you might want to focus on those running listing ads to stretch your dollars, right? Now, you can also run ads on Google. There is an add-on. It's like $30 a month to use our software, but it actually is, you get a free 30-day free trial. If you want more listings, running ads on our PDF guides or our home valuation pages would be really smart, right? I have one for Walnut Creek. So I'm going to click create an ad. And I don't know what you know about Google ads. You need to do a lot to run an ad on Google. Like you need to have headlines, right? These blue things are headlines. You need to have descriptions. You need to have keywords. So if I type in Walnut Creek, where do I get all those headlines and descriptions and keywords? Well, if you're using our software, we do it for you automatically. We put all the keywords in there that people are using on these searches. We put all the headlines that Google wants to rotate through your ads. And we put all the descriptions automatically. You may not know this, because I think in real estate, we often talk a lot about Facebook ads. And that's because they work. And I am saying that we don't, we're not telling you every lead converts, but they work and they're low cost. But when people go to the internet with questions, the number one website is Google. It's not ChatGPT, and it's certainly not Facebook, and it's not TikTok either, right? It's not Snapchat if you guys are still using that. It's this site right here. And when people type in a word like, what is my home worth? Or how do I sell my home? I want to do it myself. Or, what should I think of when I'm selling it? What is the commission when I sell a home, right? Anything real estate related, they're going to type in words. And that's what Google calls keywords. And I hope you know them, because Google is the number one website where people ask questions about real estate. And we have all the keywords. We actually have resources that we can go refresh this, right? So we keep this list up to date. If you want more listings, I think if expireds are happening in your market, you need to focus there, okay? You should be focused on open houses and using our system to get listings from your open houses. After that, I would say run ads on sold properties and put mail nearby homeowner letters. Those should all get you listings, right? Those should all get you listing leads. Use our listing presentation, start converting those, start getting some revenue going, and then add Google. Because Google, if you're a big listing agent, you already know about Google. If you're not a big listing agent, you should know about Google when you start getting there, right? Chat pickup from Google. Deborah, that's a good question. So let's talk about that. So I cannot right now click on leads here, right? But up here, we have this AI chat follow-up. And let me see what happens when I click that. Yeah. And this creates, if you're capturing leads with phone numbers, we have an add-on that is AI. It's AI follow-up. And if you're getting leads with a phone number, this is automatically going to ask questions if you're a buyer and different questions if you're a seller, okay? So you can choose the plan here based on how many leads you want. But let me answer that question in two ways, Deborah. First answer is yes, if your lead has a phone number, the chat will work on it. Any of your leads that have phone numbers, the AI chat will work on it. But you're not likely going to get many phone numbers from Google or anywhere else other than Facebook ads, right? But the lead quality on Facebook ads is not as high as the lead quality of Google. It's just you're not going to get phone numbers. But is it harder to convert? Yes or no? I set up the team accounts around the country, and let me tell you, I've had teams tell me specifically, we convert 1 out of 70 Facebook leads. We convert 1 out of 40 Google leads, right? So that kind of seems better, right? I'd rather convert 1 out of 40 as opposed to 1 out of 70. But the lead cost is higher, right? So you kind of figure it out, test it out, see what makes sense for your business, okay? So that's kind of the story. Are there any questions? There's more to our system, but what I've been focusing on and what I want you to focus on is Facebook ads, our listing presentation, open houses, expireds, and sold marketing, okay? There are a lot more tools in the system, right? Don't forget that we've got a resources tab up here that has get you to recorded classes, live classes, and our mastermind group. And down here on the left, we have one of the best support teams. And if you put your question in this box, they all watch it, right? Eric, are Facebook ads for open houses more intended for buyers? Yes, they are. Yep, they are. The nearby homeowner letter, is it designed to get buyers, but also get sellers, right? And if you're door knocking this, we want you to door knock this at your open house. But the ad itself, let's just go run one real quick. The ad itself is designed to get buyers, okay? And let's go do that again, right? So I've got a listing here and I've got an open house here. That's the open house icon. So I'm going to market that. And the first thing I want to do is run a Facebook ad. And please, 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 if you're thinking of signing up and you got an open house happening this week, sign up today or tomorrow and run this ad today or tomorrow and get that nearby homeowner letter out. Okay. Go over here and say it's open Saturday or whatever day it is, 1 to 4 p.m. on the top line, and put your ad budget to 50. And notice what it's saying, Eric. It's saying, hey, open house, click here for details. So this is designed to get buyers who want details on that. Okay. Name, email, and phone number. You're going to get, all you do is click that button, and that's now you're there. You're going to print the nearby homeowner letter, which looks like this, and you're going to give it to the neighbors. Maybe you use our open house sign-in form. Maybe you take our e-flyer for the database and blast it out on your leads on your CRM, right? That link, and that link are going to get you buyer leads. If you scroll down, that link, and that link are going to get you listing leads. Okay, same email, same open house, just a lot of lead capture. Okay. Oh, last thing, just in case, if you go to listings page, if you don't have your own website, guess what? We created one for you. Look under more tools. Here's an agent website. If you start using this, you will find it's branded to you. It's got all your listings on it. You can get your home value here. They can click on their listings and land on single property websites and become a lead there. All your PDF guides are already here. If they want to download it, no problem. Answer some questions, right? Give us your contact info. If they want to see your reviews, they're right here. If they want your listing presentation, which you know is a moneymaker, no problem. Just answer some questions and give us your information, right? We're all about lead capture here. We create tools automatically for you. The more you use, the more leads you're going to get. Thanks, everybody, for being here. This is going to be on YouTube either later today or tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll hang out for a few minutes. Happy to answer any questions. Use our tools, gang. I mean, if you want your business to grow, there's not another company that is as strong as this platform right here. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, Eric. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'll give you one pro tip since some of you are still here. Facebook, I mentioned it earlier, has a lead cost. And I'm telling you now, we're months away. But in the summer, you have less competition on. And so that is a factor of your lead cost. In the holidays, after Thanksgiving through Christmas, your competitors are going to take a nap. Some of them till spring. Your lead cost will drop then as well. Okay. Right now, we have a lot of clients signing up in Florida. And some of them have a listing inventory is building up. And they are seeing that when they run ads in Facebook, their lead cost is double and triple the lead cost of the rest of the nation. And that's because they have a lot of listings and a lot of competition to run ads. And I've seen it. I actually helped an agent run an ad in like close to Miami on a beautiful home, waterfront, above $1 million, gets leads in Florida. They don't respond. 5 minutes later, ran the exact same ad in New York City, and those leads want to talk. And the lead cost in New York City, this kind of blew me away, was $2.21 a lead. The lead cost for the same exact home in Florida was over $7 each. So lead cost is really a factor of how much competition you have. I hope this all helps. Have a great day, everybody. If you need a team account, you can find me on the website or at Vincent Listings to Leads. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.